Okay, everybody. Like I said, I was bringing you a brand new artist. It's DiesmAe on the line. We're going to talk about some of his experience in the music entertainment business. He's been in A&R. He's got some songs out. I mean, this cat is rad. So, how you doing?
I'm doing good. It's actually DiesmAe. I'm making, with my partner and business partners, we're making major moves. And, basically working on my album, 11 Stitches, 14 Staples, a lot of promo, a lot of networking as well. Long hours, no sleep.
All right. So how long have you been in the entertainment industry?
I've been in the music entertainment industry for over 19 years now.
That's awesome. Where'd you start?
Basically music since I was in diapers. Took it all the way to, playing the occasional recorder through, middle school it started. Well, actually, I'd say recorder started in about like fourth grade through like sixth grade. And then pretty much in between picked up the saxophone at age 7 and took that all the way through high school to marching. I was in the marching band, okay, and we went to the New Year's Day parade in London, marched in front of the Queen, so that was an experience.
Wow.
I got into hip-hop at age 14, and, I've been in love with it ever since.
That's what's up. Who did you listen to when you were 14?
Believe it or not, I was always a rockhead, like up until then. Alternative, like Smashing Pumpkins. Let's see, to name a few. Nirvana.
That's
what I mean.
Three Doors Down.
Yeah. Just like all the hard rock to hard alternative bands.
Yeah, I got you.
And I was listening to a album called Fashion Nugget by Cake, and they've got the track on there called Distance. And it was like a mixture of alternative and kind of like flow rap in the sense, and that's honestly what got me started rapping.
That's what's up.
That track, and then I discovered hip hop, Tupac, Biggie, all the greats, and then I also started building my inspirations.
Okay, so tell me something. What does the A&R stand for?
A&R stands for Artist and Repertoire. Basically means you scout talent. The repertoire is pretty much the selection of like a orchestra, like what they would pick to play, something like that. So you're mainly in charge for finding artists with talent.
Okay, that's what's up. So, what would be your advice for an aspiring artist who has to contact an A&R and submit their music? What would be the best advice that you could give them before they even make that step?
Well, if you were to come to me, don't be an overnight rapper. You know what I mean? Don't be an overnight musician, for one, and thinking that, you're, top shit the next day and you're better than everybody else. Don't hold that mentality with me. Okay. Because honestly, I'll break it. And on top of that, just be dope. Just be yourself. Be dope. Be unique. Have that new sound that the industry needs.
Yeah.
That will break to the next horizon. Have good mixing. Have good mastering. Have a good engineer behind you. Mm-hmm. Also, have a good push. Okay. You know what I mean? Because I just don't look at the music. I look at what you're doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? What are you doing in the public's eye? What are you doing? What's your fan base? You know what I mean? I look at all aspects, all angles.
Okay.
How's your sound quality? Your vocals, are they good? Are you stuttering in your lyrics, or are you heard clear?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Overall, just be a musician. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be an artist.
Yeah.
Be the definition of an artist is one who's unique. One who basically takes their thoughts, their creativity, and puts it forth. Be that.
Yeah, that's good advice. Yeah, be that. That's what's up. So, are you still doing the A&R thing, or have you switched over to another?
I'm helping artists out here and there, that know how long I've been in the industry, and a lot of people come in my inbox and they're like, hey, can you listen to my stuff? And I honestly do it because I'm a good person. I shoot them, I send them to my email, and when I have the time, because my lifestyle is very busy. When I have the time, I listen to it and I give them feedback.
Okay,
but you know what I mean. Just because you send your email doesn't make you top of the queue. I had to expose one the other week that thought that he was top shit, and you know what I mean. It does just because you submitted then and there doesn't mean you're going to get heard.
Right.
You know what I mean. My time is precious, and I mean you're not. I don't charge anybody to listen. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's ridiculous to charge for for a listening session. I don't believe in that. You know what I mean? An artist should be able to listen to another artist and give feedback regardless. Just charging for something like that that's just ludicrous to me.
It's unethical. Honestly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we can get together and do a listening party with some of these artists that are tapping into our show. Sound like a good idea?
Well, yeah. I mean, if we were to set up like definitely a show where artists would come to get critiqued by multiple A&Rs that have been in the industry, such as myself, such as my partners, then you could charge for something like that. But I mean, just a one-on-one basis, like shoot it to my email. I'll take a listen to it. No.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I've never been like that.
Okay. What's the email that they can shoot?
Well, they have to find me, and that's I'm not giving that out over. I'm not shooting that to the world.
What's your Facebook?
You know what I mean? That's that. They can look me up on social media. It's Adam T. Young 83. Mm-hmm. And then as well, I have my like pages on there. Adam T. Young, then DiesmAe. On Facebook, and then on Instagram and Twitter, it's official DiesmAe.
DiesmAe. I got to get used to saying
DiesmAe. DiesMAE.
All right. So I understand, DiesmAe, that you have a special person who is sharing your journey. Introduce this lovely lady.
Well, her name is Alexandra DeShiel. She goes by Delyric Oracle, as well as an artist.
Delyric Oracle.
Yep. Yep, me and her, met. We've been together over a year and a half now. Met her on, the journey throughout music, and we found each other, and we've been together since.
Okay.
And she's stuck by my side. I stuck by hers. Now we're working on multiple projects together, and then also as well working through our business partners. And we have major plans and huge things coming.
All right. Well, let's get her on and introduce her to your fans real quick.
Okay. Here she is, Delyric Oracle.
Hey, lady.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
That's awesome. You have such a sweet voice. I just wanted to ask you how long you've been in the music industry and let you introduce yourself out there to the people who are listening to 97TheBeatfm.com.
Okay. Well, I've been in the music industry the last few years. I was actually in Europe doing that before I came back a few years ago. And before that, I was an activist, actually. I grew up listening to hip-hop. I grew up in New York and then moved back and forth between Europe and the West Coast.
Okay.
And, and one of my friends, I've always kind of written poetry. I've always listened to music. I've always, written lyrics and things like that. But what really pushed me into it is when I came back from Europe the last time, it had been quite a long time since I'd been here. Mm-hmm. And there's a kind of very big difference in the America that's presented and that I remembered and that actually exists here. And it was that kind of, with being an activist, that was it was too much, and it made me very angry, and I wrote a lot. And my friend, who's also an activist, he kind of introduced me to rap as a way to release that.
So what was your cause of choice?
Racism.
Racism. Interesting.
Yeah.
And now you're in the hip hop genre. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to explore that in some of the interviews to come.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about your music. Give me some comparison between your music and DiesmAe's and some contrast.
Well, I mean, I grew up listening to KRS-One. Hip hop is having the courage to be yourself in a society that wants you to say nothing, do nothing, offend no one, and make no waves. And that was what appealed to me, is that it has the ear of the youth, and it's a way to make waves in a country that's stagnant, or in a world actually that's stagnant. And having traveled as much as I have, hip hop was the one community that I was always accepted. It was the one community that I always understood. In Paris and in Denmark, and anywhere you go, it's the same. When it's real, I'm not talking about the industry. I'm talking about,
Right.
Yeah.
So what inspires you about KRS-One?
He was my constant moral compass throughout life, because I did travel a lot as a kid, and I had Tupac and I had KRS-One in my, tape player, and then CD player, and then, like I said, he taught me that hip hop is, you can be yourself. You can say something's wrong. You don't have to just see things and then just accept them because that's the way it is. Because that pessimism is what creates the way it is. And it doesn't have to be that way. Okay.
Yeah. So, name the most important, influential person that you have met in your career that has had a major impact on you.
There's a lot. I remember one of my favorite artists, I actually met him in Denmark, Boots Riley, from the Coup. And it was a short meeting, but he was so genuine, and he was so grateful when I told him, how much he meant to me and how much his music inspired me. And after he said he was going to look me up, and he actually did. And he actually found me on Instagram and everything. And his way of being so humble and such a real artist and actually caring about his fans was kind of an inspiration to me, and still is. And that's, how I always want to be. That's awesome. That's awesome.
So tell me about the song we're about to play.
Vortex. It's a song with Bosolo and Young Noble. And it was actually, I got to give a huge shout out to Bosolo, because it was actually, he helped me, get with Young Noble. I got the beat, and wrote the lyrics and everything, but and it's actually his birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Huge shout out to Bosolo. He's one of my favorite artists too, and Spice One was actually one of my favorite artists growing up as well.
Okay.
And yeah.
So where can your fans find you, darling?
They can find me on my website, DelyricOracle.com, and Delyric Oracle on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
Okay, that's what's up. All right, it was great talking to you.
We one more shout out real quick, the Huddle and Runman Records, because that's where the single was recorded. Sorry.
Okay.
As well, and yeah.
Shouts out to the Huddle.
Okay.
All right, we'll definitely talk to you soon.
Okay.
All right, y'all.
The Noble Outlaw, Boss Solo, shit, G shit. Yeah, Young Noble, the homie Boss Solo. Turn this up loud, hit your block like it's slow-mo. Well respected from the east to the west coast. I'm way overseas getting bread and the best smoke. International boss player, my name hold weight. Your baby mama doing the chasing, I ain't gotta chase. I see through rapping for real, like they ain't got a face. These niggas so thirsty for fame, just want a little taste. Willing to say and do anything, a fucking disgrace. Sell your soul for some change and a gold chain. Illuminati to your body, it's a cold game. On my 16, similar to cocaine. These new niggas is weirdos, they so strange. Disrespecting the code, they got no shame. Yeah, you can act Boss Solo. Ain't too many out here fucking with Young Noble out.
It's a vortex, motherfucking outlaw. It's a vortex, lyric oracle, Boss Solo. It's a vortex, motherfucking outlaw. It's a vortex, lyric oracle, Boss Solo. Vortex, 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 vortex. Alive below and I go local for real. Death low and see the twisted layers of hell. Dante ain't know to tell. You talk too much shit. Well, me, I'm hush, bitch. But it didn't take much, bitch. Look who I'm linked up with. Lineage life who we in touch with. Seek and you shall find. If you won't speak on that, well done. Then word up. I'm the same they made me, so back the fuck up. Vision cross continental stitching. The stitches that I'm different. Bitch, long imprints in the stitch. If you a hindrance, be the wish, never met. Locked and loaded, throw you cocked. You ready, cold dead, you fucking out the voted. You deserve it, but I won't serve it. You're serving a bed, for serving your ass, kid, who deserves the world, not to read it. Ain't worth it, don't make it to where it is. Till then I'm serving this with this. That makes the spirit turn this to be serious. When I say this is it, this is it. It's a vortex, motherfucking outlaw. It's a vortex, lyric oracle, so you know it's a vortex, motherfucking outlaw. It's a vortex, lyric oracle, so you know vortex, 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 vortex.
The game ain't to be fucked with. Some drop out like OG Bobby Johnson. Don't get popped out when the gun busts. Now you ain't responding. Niggas get kidnapped and bum rush. Knocked out in straight touch. Perfect ass English, my nigga. And I ain't speaking Dutch. What? Illuminati killer. Fresh out this jail cell. Sipping on some of this liquor. Nigga, I'm macking a stack of the grip for meal. This is my reality. No time for no fairy tales. World cold, niggas be selling they sober and they willing to go. To serve a life sentence sitting on death row. No joking, to cure the pain you smoking, blow your brains like cocaine. Head wide open, black. How you like me now? This is my world, nigga. This is thug world, nigga. Getting up in that ass, packing shit your ass like you could guess. Understand, I done pay dues, pulling money in my hand.
It's a vortex, motherfucking outlaw. It's a vortex, lyric oracle, so you know it's a vortex, motherfucking outlaw.